Welcome back. My name is Jack and I'm 1 hour into Papers, Please. This is the full release and I gotta say, this game is amazing. Now, it's really hard to start this game because it's just such a unique experience. It's something that should be so boring, really. It should be such a boring game, but it is so good. The idea that you are an immigration office, it should be boring. Why is it so good? Go get this game now. I'm just going to say it right now, this game is great. It's $10, go get it on Steam or GOG.com. Just go grab it now. I'm just going to quickly cover how the game works, and then I'll just put in a bit of gameplay that I have from what I've been playing. I've played the whole demo of this when it came out earlier, and now I've been able to play the full game, and it's really good fun. I gotta say though, the best thing I love about this is that when you go to the options menu, you have the option to change the date format to whatever is appropriate to your area, so which is great because it was American I think in the demo, and as a Kiwi I prefer the other notation, which is really confusing, so this is really good for me. I will start it from the start of the story. Now I'm not going to actually be spoiling too much of the story because it's really good as it builds you up and up. It teaches you about the world, and there's so much morality that comes into it again, which should be so boring. I'm going to start a fresh game from the start to show you the most basic gameplay. So the idea, it's in somewhere in like Eastern Europe, but it's the October Labour Lottery is complete. Your name was pulled, and now you've got the amazing job of being on the Ministry of Admission for the Greston border checkpoint. And so you have a family you have to look after, and this is kind of the incentive, is that it's like Class 8 dwelling, that you have to perform well enough on the border to be able to get money to look after your family, and we'll see that at the end of the first round. So you get the news, and this is amazing because there's morality issues that I had to make as an immigration officer, which seems crazy, but it makes sense once you start playing. And I could see how that affected the news. It was really cool to see. So I'm going to walk to work because we're obviously way too cheap to have a car. Now, in terms of graphics and sound, it's spot on. The graphics are bland. It should be like the way it is right now. It's this grey, dull colours, but it just does it so very well. So we've got this massive line of people queuing, and we've got welcome to the new checkpoint. You need to stamp passports, entry visa, and return the documents to the entrance. And for the first day, it starts off easy. Pretty much every day it introduces a new rule, and when you see the gameplay from about day 7, it gets pretty complicated pretty quickly. So for the day 1, it's really quite easy. Anyone from the area of Arstotzka is allowed in. So there's quite a few regions in this area. Anyone from our own region, because this is where we are, they're allowed to come in. Everybody else is denied. So we'll check those over there, and we'll open the gates. Now you have a certain amount of time to get through as many people as you can, and it should be quite easy on the first day. Cool, I can return home. They're from Arstotzka. You bring it over here, you approve it, and you give it back to the lady. It's as easy as that. Import, the checkpoint is small. Yeah, well, I'm sorry, mate. You're denied because you're not from the right place. Such a simple concept, but it's just executed so well. He's been waiting in the line for 8 hours, and it's from Republica. I hope it was worth it. And you can see how that little comment from the character there. Yeah, it just, oh, well, maybe I should have let him, should I have felt better, but then I'll get pinged by the authorities. What are the choices you have to make in this game? And this is what it's really dealing with. It's quite an interesting thing how it's just a simple game. It turns into, I guess, like a puzzle game in the end, where you have to quickly check everything as quickly as you can, but it brings up a lot of questions, and it's a really cool game to play, and that's why I'm not going to show off. It was a mistake. Thanks, man. Just see you later. It's great to play through this game and then talk to other people who've completed it, and that's the one reason why I'm not going to show you some of the choices I've had to make, because I don't want to spoil them for you. It's one of those things that you can only really do once. Now we've skipped into day 6. We're going to make it a bit more complicated now. I'll show you how the game works, and this isn't spoiling too much of the story, just showing you how the game can get more complex. So now they need a work pass. Now there's been quite a few things that have been brought into the game. So now they have to have a passport, they have to have current documents. If they're a citizen of the country, they have to have an ID card. If they're foreign, they have to have an entry permit. And they have to be able to explain what the entry permit is. What people coming for work now have to have a work pass. And what's even more complicated, if it's an ID, this is what it has to look like, and these are the districts it could be from. If it's a document that's an entry permit, it has to have these type of seals. And if it's a work pass, have these seals. Now, we'll show you when I get into the first person. Now, here is everything we have to check. So, purpose of this trip, work, duration stay, 12 weeks, which is 3 months. That's valid, that's valid. Okay, this is his passport number. Is that the same? It is the same. Now, enter by this date. It's not that date just yet. His name seemed to match as well as on here, and it's not that date as well. So he's coming here for research. So this all checks out by me. That symbol does seem to be the right symbol. It does. Now, if we spot anything wrong, I'll check the other one while we're here. Yeah, we can ping it with this little thing here where we say which two things are wrong. Now those are all good. Now the date, yep, that's a valid date there. That's a male. He looks the same. Now United Federation, which is you can see how this is getting quite complicated. United Federation, Corkston City is a place I can come from. Yep, that date hasn't happened yet. You can come in. I think so. Give all the things back to him. Cause no trouble. How long the game is in total? For the story mode, there's about 4 hours, is what the developer said. Probably a bit more if you're playing it slowly. Now, there's at least 20 different endings, which is actually pretty awesome. There's some small variation in others, but 8 of the endings are attained by completing the entire game in different ways, and they're depending on the decisions you make and also the amount of money that you've earned. You can retry games in the story mode. It's mostly heavily scripted, but that's where the advantage of the endless mode comes in. The procedurally generated endless mode, and allows you to play one of 3 game types: timed, perfection, or endurance. And so they've all got their own scoring systems, and it's quite cool to see those. You can't play endless to start with because it's locked by a 5-digit code. But if you want to grab that, you can go online to someone when they've actually have completed the game and just grab it off them. So either unlock it through completing story mode or just grab the code online. I hope you enjoyed this quick look, and I don't want to spoil anything, which is the reason why I'm not going to show any more footage. But if you enjoyed any parts of the things you saw today, just the questions of morality or the fun puzzle elements, please do grab this game. Thanks for watching, guys. Glory to Arstotzka. We'll see you later.